She's Keisha.
He's George.
Welcome to
Craft Life with the Sansburys. Yeah.
Okay, what she said. She's very excited about this video. Welcome back, guys. It's been a little while. We apologize. We've been busy. We've been working. Got some exciting news coming out soon. So stay tuned. We got some new things that are going to be coming out with. Look forward to that on our website, www.axapparel.com. Got some big things coming out, guys. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Axe Apparel T-shirts. All right? Be sure to check us out. Today's video is
Start to finish.
Start to finish. We were asked actually by a friend to do a video. She got a Cricut and she wanted us to do a video start to finish. So we're just going to go from picking a design and a little bit about designing in Design Space all the way through the process to having a finished product t-shirt. All right? So check us out. Stay tuned. And always, please subscribe. Okay? We've gotten a few new subscribers and we appreciate it. Thank you for commenting. We're here to learn. We're here to share. We're here to grow. So come grow with us. Now, we're going to take this project from to do to
done.
To
now,
done.
To do.
Let's
to done.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Sun does not.
We are here at Cricut Design Space, and since we are doing a start to finish process, if you have a Cricut, a friend asked us to do a video start to finish if we were going to make a shirt. So I'm just going to walk you through the basics or the necessities of creating a shirt in Design Space, Cricut Design Space. So this is your opening page. And as you see, I already have a lot of designs already in, but we're going to start a new project. I'm going to click here, and once this opens up, it's going to bring us to our canvas. If it opens up, hopefully sometime soon. I'm just going to wait. So here we are. This is called the canvas. This is where you will do your designing. Over here you have some tools. Of course, if you want to start a new project, which I just did, you would click here. The main things I use here, of course, is text. Images, you can get pictures or images from Cricut. They have a whole lot of images, as we see up here, that you can go and grab. Some of them are free. Some of them you have to pay for. Excuse me. Here, some of your shapes. And a lot of times if you are trying to create a design from scratch, you can use some of the shapes along with some of the tools over here on the side to create your own designs, create your own shapes. And of course, upload. So for upload, you can go and look at your library of images and pick some images you've already have loaded in there, or you can upload an image from another outside source. All right. So I'm going to go back to the canvas just by clicking this at the top. So was really kind of unsure of what design I was going to do. And since this is just I guess a kind of basic walkthrough, not very specific, I already uploaded an image, and this image is one that I actually bought, my first time actually buying one from Etsy. I'm going to go ahead and load that, and I'm going to go back actually so you can see. So this is a SVG file that I loaded in here. But when you load your files, you could actually just go to Google, find an image. If you've seen my earlier video we did, sometimes just grabbing an image, especially if it's a JPEG, there's going to be a lot of cleaning up you have to do to it. We did a video on that one about photographs. So it's not just photographs, it's any image. You need a SVG, EPS, PNG, a vector file if you want it to be a nice clean file where your cuts will look good. So I brought this image in. It's pretty, well, it's a good size. I think I can leave it at that size. It's an eagle. I like eagles. I'm North Carolina Central alum, so of course I like eagles, but I like eagles anyway. But anyway, so this is pretty basic. If you want to go ahead and go to make this, but we're gonna put some words in there. And then when you want to add your words in, you just go to text and just gonna put eagle up here, and I'm going to type pride, eagle pride. Now you have a number of fonts to choose from. And if you just go up here to font, now one mistake I made when I first started was I left it on all, and the design I picked, when I went to go and make it, it told me that I had to pay like $4.99 or something. So these, as you see right here, cost. Some of these cost. But if you go to system, these are the ones that are loaded in your system. And also you can go to defont.com and you can download fonts from there as well. And normally they'll just ask for a small contribution, or they're free if you're using it for personal use, not for resale. So that's a great resource. Defont.com, DAFONT.com. So you can check that out. But I'm just going to do, and I've loaded some different ones in here. I'm going to use, for most regular fonts, I like Georgia. I just really like that font. Not because it's very similar to my name, I just like the font. But on something like this, I would probably want something more bold to kind of stand out. Let's see how this looks. And once you have your text in, and I'm not really trying to be fancy, but I don't like that, so I'm going to change to something else. Let's go impact. I like that one. So for your text, some of the things you can do is, if the letters are too far apart, you can change the letter space to make them closer. And also in some of the cursive fonts, the letters are not connected if you download them sometimes, so you have to ungroup it. And then you can push the letters together and you can weld it. As a matter of fact, let me show you what it looks like. So I ungrouped it. Now the E is separate from the L. All these are separate now. Now if I move them together, let's say this was a cursive font, and of course you want it to be cut together. Well, if I go through here and I try to just group it, when you go to make it, you see it's still not grouped together as one word. So in order to fix that, you don't group it. What you would do is weld it. What welding does is it seals them together, and they're not going to have cut lines. If I attach it, it's going to have cut lines right here. The E is going to cut out separate from the L. L is going to cut out separate from the G. When I weld it, it's going to cut around the entire thing. But whenever you weld it, the only way to undo a weld is to click undo. And I know that sounds stupid, but let's say you welded something and you're working on your project and you get way down the line and you save it. Once you saved it, you can't undo a weld. It's permanent. So I would wait until you are about to go and make it before you weld. I would just attach it if you want to keep it together. So I'm going to take all that out. I just put eagle. I'm going to spell it right first. Eagle Pride. Change this to impact. Okay, now the spacing I have up here was 0.6, so I'm going to put this at 0.6. Now there are a lot of different tools in Design Space you can use. Like I said, this really wasn't a video to show you all the tools. I will do one. If anyone would like to see that, just let me know in the comment section, and we'll definitely do it. But if you want to make a shirt, here's what you do. Now, I can try to eyeball this and line it up to center it, but something I use a lot that helps me a lot is the align tool. And I want them to align, I want them to center horizontally. So I hit this and you see it shifts over and puts them all in line. If it were the other way around, you can do it vertically, you can distribute horizontally, you can center. This is a very valuable tool because you want your things to come out looking good. And actually, I'm going to change this font some more. I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to take the height down. Take it down to 2. Okay. Now, if I would not have locked it, then the width would have changed in ratio to, like this one, I'm not going to unlock it, I'm going to change it. So the width changed also, and I didn't want to change the width, I just wanted to change the height. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to unlock it, and now I will change this to 2, and we're good to go. Since I moved this around a little bit, I'm going to make sure I align it again. All right, I'm going to make this head, eagle head, a little bit smaller. Now, one thing that I always wondered about before I got a Cricut was, how it all worked as far as the vinyl and the cutting, and you're going to see that in a minute. But it will be easy for me to just attach all of this where it would cut together. So I will show you. If I attach it and go to make, I have everything together, everything lined up. But the problem with that could be that I don't want all of this the same color. In this case, I'm going to change the color, which means I will not be able to have this attached. I will detach it. I'm going to cut the eagle. It's going on a gray shirt. I'm going to cut this in white. And I'm going to change this to maroon. It's closest to what they have to it. And this is just for a preview, actually, because whatever vinyl you put on the mat, that's what it's going to cut. So you can change this whatever you want, but the good thing about changing it is you know what to put on the mat when it's time to come up. All right, so I'm happy with all of that. When it comes here, this is going to be done with HTV, heat transfer vinyl. With that, you're going to have to reverse the image or mirror the image. And I will show you once we get to actually putting the mat down and putting the vinyl on. There's a certain way you got to turn it. So you have to mirror the image. And since this is not attached anymore, it's not in centered or ratio, I'm going to have to do that when I actually go to press it. But these two cut on different mats. I know I said we were about to cut, but I want to show you one more thing. Some of you may be wondering, why not just keep this in the same space that you need it to line it up? Let me go back and show you how you would do that. and why I didn't do it. I'll tell you that as well. I'm going to cancel this and go back to Canvas. So when I look at my canvas, let's say I wanted to keep this centered. I'm going to select the word eagle. I'm going to go down and select pride. Now, notice the actual eagle is not selected in this. It just looks like it because the words are above and below. Now, I can attach this. Now, they are set, they are aligned, they're good to go. Now, when I go in to make it, they're already set. But if you notice, it's going to use a lot more vinyl than if I just leave the words together and then I just try to center it when I put it on the shirt. So it's up to you. If you're not worried about saving vinyl, by all means, just go ahead and attach it and keep it this way, and you'll be good to go. But I'm going to go back, I'm going to detach it. So it's going to save save a good amount of vinyl. If you notice, that was down to about 11 inches. Now, when I detach it and run it like that, instead of using 11 inches of vinyl, it's only going to use about 4.5, about 4.5 by 8. So that's why I want to do it that way. Remember, you have to mirror your image, and then continue. My Cricut is attached now, so it's picking up on the Cricut. You're going to hit vinyl. There are a lot of different settings. You're going to click vinyl, and then you're going to be ready to load the mat. You're going to see the light flashing. That means it's ready to load the mat. It's 12 inches wide is what you can use for this Cricut Maker. Here's your mat. They have different grips. This is a light grip. They have a strong grip and different grips. If you're going to use fabric, you can use cardstock, because there are a lot of different things you can cut. I like the blue mats when I'm doing vinyl HTV. So I got to look at my images and see how much vinyl I need. For this one, it is about 5 by 7. Okay. So that one's going to be white.
Baby, that is a very detailed eagle.
It is. It's going to have a lot of weeding going on. That's another thing. I'm not weeding, so I didn't really take into consideration the amount of time that's going to go into the weeding of this job. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But that was part of why I did it, so I can explain to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's going to have a whole lot of weeding. If you don't know what weeding is, you'll find out. We also have a video on that. Please go back and watch it. I'll probably try to link it. But weeding is when you pull out the vinyl that is not going to be needed in the design. Like, we don't need all this. Okay? Cricut's going to cut it. We're going to pull out the stuff we don't need. So, I need 5 by 7. Hopefully, yes, this is, I just got this board. I didn't just get it, but I picked this up from Hobby Lobby. It helps with, you can score the vinyl and cut it once it's set. So this is 5 inches across, and it's about 7. So I just score it. I've tried cutting there, but I end up cutting the board and getting off the track, so I just score it normally. Now this is HTV, heat transfer vinyl. It has a shiny side and it has a dull side. This is the carrier that the vinyl is sitting on right now. When you load this into your mat, you always have to put the shiny side down. That is just the carrier that will come off once you press it. So it's set. Everything's good to go. This is the top. We'll go into the Cricut. Now, try to make sure you have it lined up. You don't want it to go in there crooked. It's going to mess everything up. But you hit that. Now,
So what button did you hit again?
I hit the arrow.
The arrow button.
Yes, the arrow will pull that in
Got
to
it.
the Cricut. And I want to show you over here, once you hit the arrow, you can put it on fast mode. And honestly, like, this is probably going to be a pretty long cut. So I put it on fast mode. And then once you do that, you see the Cricut light flashing. You're going to hit that flashing light and the cutting will begin now. Make sure that your Cricut is pulled out from the wall, because when this goes to cut, if it was something low, it might hit the wall and it'll mess everything up.
Everything.
Now while it's cutting, I know that may be very entertaining, but I just want to show you the counter on the screen. It will tell you the percent, and obviously that's taking a long time. That was a mistake. Should have picked the more simple one. But the more cuts, the more complex. The more detail, the longer it's going to take, the more weeding that you're going to have to do. And it's good to have that detail, and it's great. But when you're dealing with vinyl work, that's what you have to think about. Selecting a design, because let's say you had to do 50 of these shirts. Think about the time it's going to take to cut and to weed. That's why we're getting some screen printing equipment set up as we speak, and we're going to be doing some screen printing. Look forward to that coming soon. Alright, so we're going to let this cut. We'll speed it up. Alright, and we're done. So you can hit the arrow again. It's beeping. Take that out. So this one is ready to weed. Oh boy, I messed up. Wait a minute. Look, it's messed up. Oh wow, y'all didn't tell me. Go back to this. Why didn't somebody tell me? It's over 5. It's almost 6. So I messed up. Recut.
In for everyone so we can see it together. So it's a little about 5 1/4 if you ask me.
Alright, so let's try this.
Okay.
So it goes over to 6. Alright. I'll probably say something like, I did that on purpose, so that you all don't make that mistake.
You did it on purpose?
Now, this would automatically go to the, can you show this? After one cuts, it automatically goes here. Let's say you just wanted to do 2 of these and you want to go ahead and do the white first. Make sure that it is selected, because if it's not selected, it's going to cut the other one. And you're going to have white on there and it's going to mess it up again. Another thing I should have showed you guys is if you wanted to do 2 of these, you could duplicate this. You could double it. Project copies, you could do 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and they could be on the same mat at the same time. But let's get back to it. Alright, now we got that right. We're going to move on to the maroon with our words, and that is about 8 by 5. I've loaded that on the mat. It's a little bigger. Rather have it too big than too small, because we saw what happens when that is the case. So it's ready. Set and go. Alright, this image is cut, the white is cut. I will go ahead to my weeder.
Alright, so now I have 2 things to weed. I have to weed the Eagle Pride and also the Eagle. I will start with the Eagle Pride first because it is easiest. And really you can start this any way you want. There's some little pieces inside here. I don't know if you can see them, but that little piece inside the D, there's a piece inside the R, the T, the P, the A. All of those little pieces need to come out. So I guess I'll just start by taking those out and then I'll weed everything around it. So. Okay, so I've pulled out all the excess from the letters. If I wanted to make this a little bit easier, I could go into the R and the G and pull all of this out now. I'll just show you what it does when you don't pull it out in advance. Okay, so I'm just going to come to the corner, stick the weeder in, okay, and now we'll begin to pull. So I'm getting to both the R and the G. Well, it's not. Never mind. It's acting up because you guys are watching. If you guys weren't watching, then it would have been harder to pull. But since everyone is watching, of course now it's going to pull easy. Alright. So the Eagle Pride is now weeded and it is ready to be put on a shirt. Okay?
Okay, we're back. I think we made a decision to change it to gray, did we? Since
Did we?
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, because the shirt is going to be gray, and you know, it's central, not
Oh my goodness
FSU. When you
gracious.
do your Cricut start to finish video, you can do yours
Well,
blue.
I am not the Cricut master, so okay.
But anyway, glad we got to the.
All right.
All right.
So this time I'm gonna do it the opposite way. I'm gonna do the big pull first, and then I'm gonna pull everything else. All right. So I'm looking here because this shows me what needs to stay on here, what's part of the design and what is not part of the design. Okay. So first I'm gonna come to the corner, pull all this. Here we go.
All right. All set.
So this is our eagle.
Good to go. Now we're gonna move over to the pressing stage. Well, first of all, heat press. If you're gonna do shirts with vinyl, please go ahead and invest in the heat press. This is the actually third one we had. I really like this one. Picked it up on Amazon. It was less than $200. For heat transfer vinyl for Thermoflex, which we're using, 330, 15 seconds for this heat press. You just put the timer on it, and it does not open up automatically, but it does let you know when it's finished. So they always say to give it a quick pre-press to get any moisture out of the shirt, just for a few seconds. Alright. This shirt is kind of small, and some of the seams are getting caught on the press, and I don't really want that because I won't get a good even press on the design. So this is a pillow. They call it a pillow. Teflon pillow. It's got the Teflon sheet on it. I'll put this over the top, put the shirt over that. That way it gives it a flat surface. I may have to get my bigger one, depending on how big this design is. Yes, I will need the bigger one. So that is the bigger one. That still gives me that clearance that I need. Alright. Now, here's the deal. We got the carrier stuff still on this one. So when I go to put it here, don't make this mistake. Alright? Yeah, this word's up there, and the word is up there, and the artwork is here. But if you notice, I set the vinyl part on top of the carrier for this. So if I did that, I will pull this off, and instead of this being on the shirt, it will be on here. So be careful about that. Make sure you trim it up if you're doing multiple colors. Many times multiple colors means multiple presses. But on this, the way I set it up, I want to try to center that pretty good. I normally come down about 2 finger widths and start the design. Trim this one up a little bit.
Push that light down some more. Yes.
I need to go back. Alright. So try to line that up best you can, and when you feel like it is lined up to your approval, they always say, and everybody says, you know, thermoflex 330 degrees, 15 seconds, and it's a warm pool. I don't like pressing it the full 15 at first. I always give it I have to adjust my heat press. Yep. Setting is too tight. But you see that came up real easy and it pressed on really good, thankfully. But normally I would press it for 5 seconds and then pull it. Now the carrier sheet already came off of this one. Boy, it's all kind of mess ups for this video. Good for you, not so much for me. But anyway, it's no problem. Actually, what I normally do is press for 5 seconds, pull those carriers off, and then use the Teflon sheet. But now I do want to show you, even if you don't use the Teflon sheet, depending on your heat press, you can still press on top of this. I used to think that it would melt or mess up or stick to this, but really it won't. Alright, so then I normally pull and then go for 15. And there you have it, guys. Start to finish using Cricut Design Space and heat transfer vinyl. This is how you get a t-shirt made using those items. And oh wow, what do you know? Eagle Pride. So comment below if we did not answer your questions, or if you would just want to talk junk about the way I messed up so many times, or congratulate me on messing up on purpose and that helped you a lot. Craft Life with the Sansburys. Check us out on Facebook. Axe Apparel is our page name. Check us out on Instagram. Axe Apparel t-shirts. Check out our website, www.axeapparel.com. I'm George.
I'm Keisha.
And we'll say
Peace.